many people got there? How many people feel uncomfortable there? How many people already went back to the old way? How many people got dressed back to the way that they walked in the door before they sat down from the previous exercise? Yes. Now, don't you know that we have a tendency as human beings to always revert back to what we know and what we're comfortable with, right? Change is going to be uncomfortable. But here's the thing. Research shows that people do not resist change itself. Most of the time, people resist the way change is thrust upon them. Right? Is all change bad?
No.
Is all change good?
No.
No, we're not saying all change is good. But here's a real interesting question. Is there good in all change?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
How will you know if you don't look for it first?
One question, Joe. You
Yeah.
said knowledge does not change performance, but sometimes it does.
We're going to talk about that, and thank you for bringing it up. If we don't cover it in that particular section, then come back and ask me the question again. All right? Now, the placement of the screen and the projector. Do you notice where it's placed?
It's off to the side.
Right? Everything that we're doing here today is intentional. Right? Everything has a purpose, and this next thing that we're going to be talking about is being intentional in everything that you do. The PowerPoint is a tool, like this is a tool, like this is a tool, like everything in this room is a tool, one no more important than the other. Therefore, nothing has more importance in front of the room than you. Nothing has more importance in front of the room than you. Not even me. Right? Achievements. What does the word intentional actually mean to you? On purpose. So everything that we do, should we do it intentionally? Should we have a purpose for doing it, and should we do it with purpose? Right? And we do it on purpose, which is what my definition of being intentional is. Do something with purpose and on purpose. But here's the second part of what being intentional is. It is what I call outcome focused. What do you think that means? The desired outcome, the result that you're looking for, that's what we're most concerned about. So when I prepare for a session, when you prepare for a session, the question that you're going to ask yourself is, when we're done, what do I want people thinking, feeling, and doing differently as a result of being here? What? Knowledge is?
Power.
Now,
It's an age thing.
why the hesitation? Right? Because you knew it was coming. Right? You knew it was coming. But it is the proper application of knowledge that's power. You've heard before that application of knowledge is power. Well, what if somebody does it wrong? Right? The role that we play is going to depend based on what the outcome is that we're trying to get. Right? So for example, if I'm looking to get group participation, I'm probably not going to lecture. If I want to impart knowledge, new knowledge that you guys don't know, I'm not going to facilitate a group interaction. Right? So the hat that I wear is going to be dictated by what the outcome is that I'm trying to get based on the hat that I wear. Right? So we've got a hat that is the teacher. That's the first one. My job as a teacher is just disseminate the information. Right? When you have the knowledge and I give you a test and you can spat back the knowledge packet I just gave you, my job is done. Right? I take that hat off, I throw it away until the next time you need to learn something new. Because that hat's just designed to give you knowledge. Now I move from the teacher hat to the instructor hat. So now I got to do proper application of knowledge as power, right? So now the instructor takes that information and shows me how to apply that knowledge. Okay, so that's the instructor. Now that you know how to apply it, you still don't necessarily have the skill to do it. So if I'm in a ride red class, right, and I'm the ride coach, what do I do now? I put you through the course, right, and then I start giving you the skills. That's the trainer hat. All right? So now you're taking the application, you got a basic understanding of how this thing works, but now I've got to take it from application to feet and hands. That's the skill portion, that's when I become a trainer. That's when I start making you do things so that I can tell whether you got it or not. All right? Now, we don't stop there because you don't stop at level 1 in the levels program, right? And as you progress through the levels program, what do you need, who do you need in order to continue to hone that skill that you originally got? You need, first, you need a coach, and the job of the coach is to hone the skill, right? So now you have the basic skill. I want to help your skill improve to the next level. I'm going to coach you and say, okay, that was good. Would you mind if I coach? Just do this a little bit differently, do it again.
A little bit more of the difference of show the way and guide the process.
Okay, good. So when I put you into small groups and I said, team leader, you got 5 minutes to lead a discussion, right? The person who's leading the discussion, what hat are they wearing? Why facilitator? That's the correct answer, by the way.
They're making it easier.
Right. They're guiding a process,
Ah,
right? And this particular process is the discussion process,
all right.
right? And we had certain rules. We said, make sure that everybody participates equally, make sure you share yours last, right? Those are the guidelines for how to facilitate properly. Just out of curiosity and fun, think back so far on what has happened in this seminar and give me a couple of examples of some hats that I've worn since we started this process.
Coach
Okay, when?
has to step out of the information to coach us on how to do that better.
Okay, very good. What else?
Facilitator.
All right.
Put us in discussion groups, told us what to do and how to do it.
Okay, very good. What else?
Teacher.
Your teacher.
Teacher. Give me some examples of when I was in the teacher role, right? So the star image, right? I had to teach those specific 5 elements of what they were. When else was I in the teacher mode?
Talking about that.
Hats, right? There's specific things about what each one of those hats meant, so I had the teacher hat on.
Would the very opening be as an instructor?
How?
Because you asked us to, you told us what we needed to do, look at the other person and find 5 things about them, or turn around and change 5 things about ourselves, so you were giving us.
Was I
instructions.
helping you apply any specific knowledge that you had been given yet?
No.
Ah, so what role was I actually playing there?
Facilitator.
I was still facilitating. I
Okay.
was facilitating the exercise, right? Now, during the debrief of that, right, we spent about 10, 15 minutes on debriefing that exercise and showing examples of how we adapt to change. That's when I put my instructor hat on.
Okay.